So here we go again. Another day, another flirt with the crash and burn. I'm not sure how many hundred we're up to now without a total collapse of the strategy. Although, of course, the bankroll has been stretched, threatened, challenged a few times. But that's really the whole point, isn't it? Double for the tie. 51. Repeat. Minimum. Double for the tie. 51. Oh ho ho. 2 3. 51. 2 3. 5 6. 11 6. Waiting for a banker. 5 7 for commission. 12 15. Not so good. 27. Bang bang bang. There we go. So that was 6,000 for 500. It's just business. That's all it is. It's just a series of transactions. No thrills, I mean, obviously there's jeopardy, but it just keeps paying off. But it's persistence, it's discipline, and it's money, money, money. Oh, duh. I think we've got to call that 5 7 as our farewell bet on the bank. Oh, look at that. Back to the min on the bank. And we're on 5 7 again. Magic. I mean, anybody watching these things, I mean, just look back through any one of them, including the ones on the list that I haven't posted, where I've said, hey, if you want to look at one of these, pick one. I'll put it up. I mean, it won't be put up with the flashy editor and all that stuff, but it'll just be there so that anybody can watch it. I think it's a slightly lower quality. I'll have to look into that. I think if you take it straight from the screen recorder to YouTube, it's 7 something or other instead of high definition. But whatever. 25 1. 3-5. Farewell to the banker. Oops, maybe not. Back to the min. Back to the minimum is so important. I mean, you watch these guys and they just keep pressing and pressing and pressing, which seems brave and all the rest of it, but in the end, they're stuck because it's like watching Degen Dolt. I mean, he sort of he bets 1,000, 2,000, 2,500, and then gets up towards 5,000, and then of course he loses a 5,000, and then he's in that sort of new zone where he has to bet at a high level in order to get back to his kind of what was the high water mark, is the way that Vegas Matt and his crew describe it, and that's that's perfectly descriptive and appropriate. But then he's struggling because he's thinking, okay, well, I got to that point before, so I'm gonna, and so the bets are suddenly way bigger, and the decline, the fall, is much quicker. That's how it works. There we go. Well, that was a happy bump there. And that's a double for the tie. We don't double anymore. I think that's 3-5 again. Okay, 8-5, waiting for a player. There we go. And now 3-5. 8-10. Goody goody. Okay, 16 wins, 23 losses. Volume 1, 7,800. Volume lost, 5,900. Anyway, let's go over to blackjack, see how we get along over there. And anybody who thinks I'm manipulating these things is just bloody silly. Sorry, folks. Oh, 51. Two, 3. Oh, so close. 5-6. Don't like this against a king, I tell you. Waste of time. There we go. Minimum. Ooh, 1-2. Double down. 1-2. Excuse me. 5-6. Hate that. Don't like that much either. 11-6, so we drop to 3. 14-6. 26. No, 17-6. 26. So 16-6 now. We just got 4.5 back. 16-6. 22. 12. Looking nasty. Might have to run away from this one in a minute. 35, 3.5, 2.5. Um, yeah, I think I feel like dumping this one. Um, minus 10k on one 100k rather on the one side, and plus 96,825 on this side. Okay, 3.5, 2.5. Let's just go straight into it. All right, so that's 1, 2. 3.5, 2.5, 1, 2. Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so that's a little quirk of mine, is that I really like to double down 8 against 5 or 6. Something that I saw in a recent thing, I think it was probably Bobby Rivas, not doubling down 9 against a 2. I just automatically double down 9 all the way up to 2 through 6. And yeah, I think everybody's agreed on that actually, but it's 3 through 6 is what this particular one says. So okay, maybe perhaps he was being absolutely by the book, which is good. Certainly better than the Dana White method, which is to throw the book out the window when things get tough. I mean, when things are tough, that's the time you need the book the most. Anyway, we just shot ahead there with a very, very nice series of splits and doubles. So that's good. Plus 1. I hesitated there, didn't I? 51. That's a repeat. Oh, look at that. Cheeky. All right, minimum. Double for the loss. Yeah, the one area that you've got to apply some skill is using the basic strategy and betting sensibly, because otherwise it's just it's a coin toss. Oh, 3, 4, I think. Ouch. Okay, 7, 8. That's not good. It got better, didn't it? Yes, it really is a befuddlement to me the way these professional losers, gambling every day as they are, and several times a day, And I think cherry picking their videos, they're not throwing up everything that they go through. They're not telling us the whole truth. But they just keep on betting as if they're complete amateurs. That was very clever up there. Wow. Well, we lost a double there, so I guess that must be 2-3. That was a lucky one, wasn't it? But we like lucky ones. We're in favour of them. Okay, his 12 pull was better than mine, that's for sure. 1-2. Yeah. That's no surprise, is it? 1, 2, 3, 4. I think we just came out of that one, so yeah, all right. Yeah, this thing that casinos like to put out, the idea that progressive betting is crazy. It's just, I don't know. It's the only way you can win. It's as simple as that. It's just, there is no other way. 7-8 again. That was really unlucky, that last one. Oh, joy. Okay. Double for the loss. That was jammy. I think that's a plus, but I'm not sure. That was a jammy one too, wasn't it? More like that, please. Nothing else. Oh, and another one. Plus max. Do it again. Okay, we'll chase that one. All right, that's 3-4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rats. 7-8 again. 15-8. So we'll call that 15-10 and drop to 3. Oh, there's too many of those. That happens a lot actually with this program. But it's just they're just dealing cards. It's not like it's thinking. There's no AI behind this thing. Just gonna do it again, haven't we? 2-3. I guess it was 2-3. 5-6. It's not a nice shoe, is it? Except sometimes. I think I've done something wrong here. That seems to be less than we had at one point. I think I'm going to chuck in 1,000. Now that, oh, look at that again. Jesus. Honestly. And that's worse. I just went off the rails here. I tilted, didn't I? I really did. That was madness. I can't believe that. I cannot believe it. I mean, how many Pushed 21s in a session in a row here. Okay, got to do it again. I was very happy to see that 22 up there, I'll tell you. I apologise to one and all. That was me going a little bit sort of quirky there, but I remembered seeing this as being over 111,000, and then suddenly it fell back to 11,000. So I took umbrage. Not allowed to do that. You got to stay calm, cool, collected, etc. See, now I don't have the cheat thing here. I must go back to this. Ace-8 is only a double against against a 6. Isn't that funny? Serves me right, doesn't it? All right, 2-3. 5-6. This is really a shitty shoe, actually. It's winding down, and then we'll finish off with baccarat. Sorry, 11-8. Drop to 3. Knew that was coming, didn't we? 14-8. 17-8. 17-8. We just got 6, so that's 11-8. We'll roll on a bit. 19-16. Well, we're in a new shoe already, so 35-32. I think we're going to call that 35-35 and drop. So that's 25. So 2.5, 3 will do it. That's a turnaround. Yeah, that's kind of marginal there. Well, we've ended up with 112. And before we lost, we were 3,175. So that's 9,000 plus 9,625 on blackjack, and we have to go back to baccarat. We've got some work to do over here, I think. Quite a way to go. That was good. It was horrible in the sense that it was a really crappy shoe, couple of shoes, but came out with money. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okie dokie. 1, 2 again. 3, 4. 7, 8. Last one before we run away. All right, we'll take that. Still on player. Double for the loss. 1, 2. See, when you look at the wins to losses, we're getting our asses kicked. 21 wins to 31 losses, but we've got a shoe balance of 2,370. So I mean, anybody who really imagines that you can win without progressive betting has got to be brain damaged. I mean, seriously. Plussing at the moment. Plus another one. Plus max, my choice. You can do what you want. Do it again. How many of those did we get? Oh, okay, so we need to chase that one then. Excuse me. And again. There we go. Back to the min. Double for the loss. 1, 2. That's good. Plus 1. Plus 1 more. 1, 2. I think we might have to eat this one. Oh well, okay. So, all right. So there you have yet another dodging a bullet. I mean, we made 9,625 at blackjack, and 2,850 over here, and there's nothing I can say or do other than just keep on putting these things up. I mean, the whole purpose is to just demonstrate that without a sensible, viable, powerful bankroll and a really smart betting strategy, you cannot beat these games. And you need both of those two elements going for you. Because a shitload of money and a half-baked kind of like Crazy Cody, Dana White style of betting is just gonna bleed you white. That was an accidental pun. Sorry, Mr. White. And a great strategy without a bankroll behind it is also going to fail. So that's the story, and it's just over and over and over and over again. But what can I do? I've dug myself a little pit here and fallen into it. So, that's my choice. No complaints. And I'll see you next time. Oh, no, I won't. Hang about. I got to go and look for look for the shoe. And I can tell you the story of it. Oh, I've got to save it first. Oops. Thank you once again, BWP, for not being hard-nosed. All right, so let's take a look at it. A little pause while I... All right then, the numbers. 10,021 divided by 29 is a average win of 346, minus 7,175 divided by 35 is an average loss of 205, average win over average loss 169%. Very healthy. Final win on this shoe, 2,846. Added to that, a win at blackjack of 9,625. That's a combined total of a total profit of 12,471 in about 27 minutes. Take it or leave it, folks, and I'll catch you next time. I just need to quickly tack on the front page update for the current series. And, the facts are basically in this column here, which is where the numbers are, as you can guess. Because I could write whatever I wanted in here. I could type anything, but there's a video for every one of these damn things to back it. So if anybody wants to challenge me, well, have at it. That's all I can say. There's just so many of these now. It's crazy, and I'm beginning to think that I've lost my marbles totally. But I'm just, I guess, one of those people. You get stuck into something, and you might as well do a good job as a bad one. So that's the way I feel about it. But yeah, you see all these red numbers here, and you think, oh my God. But in the end, the big bankroll saves the day. And this is key. It is absolutely the essence of the whole thing. A fantastic strategy is a fantastic strategy which will fall because of volatility in these games if it doesn't have a huge bankroll behind it. And I'm a crack record, I know, I say it over and over again. But you watch these professional losers on YouTube and you see a bunch of people who are trying to, I can't say lead by example, because they're not leading other than, sort of like leading the lambs to slaughter, because they bet so stupidly, so recklessly, irresponsibly, dangerously. And what we're not reminded about is the fact that their money comes from Google. They produce this content, they make a shitload of money from it, and that enables them to waste money losing at these table games, and losing a lot more than they show us. That's for sure. They don't tell the whole story by any means. Anyway, enough of that. See you later. Okay, so I guess I must come across to some people as a guy with a death wish. The guy who says to himself, okay, well, the more I fly, the better chance I have of crashing. And that's really not my game at all. But anyway, let's just get another session rolling, one shoe of each, as usual. I've sort of fallen into this routine, and I really kind of enjoy it, especially when I keep winning. We got a decent session balance for today, Wednesday, right now, and I hope it's going to double. You just never know. $51, 2, 3, 5, 6. Damn it. 11, 6, which, a little difficult to call that 1.5, 2. So I'm going to stay with 11, 6, wait for the bank. P1, as usual. P2. P3. Damn it. P4. 11, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. But remember, all we're after here is patterns, the wasted ones even out. over time. There is no doubt about that. I mean, I could get one of my huge staff when they actually arrive for work to check to see how many times the ghosts turn out to be winners. It's actually a fairly easy task because you can do it from the summaries. But anyway, yeah, what? 11-6 on the bank. Okay, so that's going to be 5-7 to cover the commission. Never, ever bet the commission, bet to recover the commission after the win. So 5-7. And we got that. We got our commission. And now we go to a minimum on the bank. +1. 1, 2. Back to the min. Oh, duh. I think I better call that 2, 3, 5. It's going to have to be 5-7 again, I think. There we go. Back to the minimum. Yeah, when the bet is relatively small, like below 1,000, I think an extra double down makes sense. Excuse me. But what do I know? I'm just the strategist. I can demonstrate. I keep showing you, and I think it's seeping in now. I think I'm getting a bit more traction. But of course, when you compare my channel to something like Vegas Matt with its 1.2 million, and me with my, if you sort of divide his number by my number, you get fairly close. No, by 1 million. No, that's wrong. By of course, never mind. Okay, that's 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. 4, 6, I guess. Okay, 10, 6 coming over here to the player. 16, 12. Well, I think we can call that 4-2. 6-4. Bugger. 10-8. My goodness, long grass. Okay. So 10-8 is 5-4, which is now 9-4. And we definitely need to run away from this one. 9-4, and we're going to resume on player. Next shoe. See, I've let it slip behind again here. It's a challenge, I must confess, to when I'm thinking about what I'm going to say next, and it might all sound to you like absolute drivel. Sometimes it even sounds to me like that on playback. But when I'm thinking about that, I'm not paying as much attention as I should to little things like, well, how many wins have I had and how many losses and blah, 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 blah. Anyway, that's just an excuse. We're on 9-4 in thousands, and we're getting rid of this one and starting a new shoe, which is going to lengthen this presentation, but that's all right. Let's just see what happens. 9-4. No. Yeah, I think it's 9-4. That's right. I think that's right. Okay, 5-6. See, sometimes it's easier than it is other times. So what we've done is the session balance went negative there, and the 11,000 enabled us to recover, and achieve a session balance of 5,000. So, to me, that's just good business. But gamblers think differently than players. That's something I've been saying for decades. Gamblers are the impetuous, reckless, thrill-seeking, self-destructive, suicidal, crazy people. Players are more sensible, more measured, more determined to win, and certainly they don't do dumb things like drinking on the job and all the rest of it, which is what the casinos love us to do pretty much above all else. They want us to come to the table with not enough money to beat them. They want us to be impetuous, emotional, stupid, and they encourage all of that by providing us with so-called free cocktails, which of course everybody pays over the odds for because they tip the cocktail waitresses, especially if they're wearing short skirts and long cleavages. But that's how it is for some people. That's what gambling is about. It's not about making money. It's about having fun and getting the adrenaline going and all the rest of it. And I'm not an adrenaline fan myself. I'd much rather take it slow and easy and not get excited at all. That's one. 51. 2-3. 5-6. Here we go again. Try again. All right. Stay with the player then. See, that was 1,100 for 175 profit. I think that's a good deal. In a matter of what, 30 seconds? Jeez, guys. 1-2. Back to the min. Excuse me. Another plus. Oops. 1-2. Back to the min. +1. +1. +1. Plus max. My choice. You can go higher than 5 units if you want to. Okay, we're going to chase that one. Good enough. All we're doing with the chase there is just protecting the money that we made in the winning streak before we had the loser. So it's not a huge amount of money, but it's just, okay, we don't want to give all of that up because we go 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. Well, if we accept the 5 loss, then we've wiped out the prior win and half of the one before that. That doesn't appeal at all, and it's bad math. So, +1. +1. +1. 1, 2. 3-4. Oh, I thought it was going to really freeze us out there. 7-8. Oh boy. So that's 15. So now we are on 3-2 in the 500s. But I'm going to wait for the bank. P1. P2. P3. P4. P5. Oh, this is horrible. Ay, ay, ay. There we go. We were on 3-2, weren't we? So 3-4. 1, 2, 3, 4 now. There we go. All right. Minimum. Just chase the commission with the turnaround bet, not later. Very important. Double for the tie. Reduce to the plus max. Do it again. Do it again. And again. Okay, back to the min. We're not greedy. Two, 3. 5, 7. Good job, banker. It's very mechanical. To some people, it's very boring. To some people, it's not fun. I just believe that winning is more fun than losing. That's my position. I think that's a plus max, isn't it? Do that again. Oh, I think we repeat that one. And go back to the min. Oh, I've ignored blackjack, haven't I? Tut tut. One, 2, 3. Not sure that was quite enough. Let's go to blackjack and see what we can do over there. Haven't done anything. Hello, dealer. Wake up. Double for the push. Oh, very fancy. I'm going to call that 1, 2. All right, back to the min. Double for the loss. 1, 2. Double down. Oh, again? Bloody hell. Keeps on doing this. I think it's rude. My heart says, double it! But I'm not gonna. 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oops. All right, so now we're on 11-8, drop. And now we're on 8-9, because we don't do 8-8. It's going to be 17-20, isn't it? Well, that ain't going to do it. Or maybe it is. Okay, so with 3,700 out there to protect 450, um, so that's about 12% in a brief run there of about 30 seconds. We got 12% back. I mean, that's really the way you've got to think about it. You've got to think in terms of risk and return. Plus one. 51. I was waiting for the 6 there. Let's do that again. That'll work. Oh, God. That ain't going to work at all well. Okay, so now it's 1, 2. Nicely done up there. Minimum. One for the that's a repeater, I think. Back to the min. Oh, very tidy. And needed too. Plus one. Plus one. I like the 22 up there. Well done. That's 1, 2. Double down. Oh, God. Could hardly be worse, could it? 5, 6. Can't win that one. 11, 12. Like that one. The rounding up bit, just remember, there is wiggle room in this thing, and you do the round up in a calculated way, like when you're moving through the different denoms, the different chip sizes, um, and it's kind of banking money for when turnaround comes, which it inevitably will, as long as you have enough money behind you to get there. You just toss a little bit more into the kitty, in a sense, sort of like you don't see it right now, but you will see it down the road when turnaround comes. That's the whole point. I think we're back to the min now. I assume so. That's a double. That's a mess. 51. Oh, that's just bloody showing off. That's I think that's a split. And that's a double. And that's a stand. What we needed was for you to bust, you bad person. Okay, so that cost money. 2, 3, 5, 5, 6. Yeah, we pushed on the double down. That's a double. Shouldn't have been. All right, still 5, 6. The 9 first would have been better. 11, 6 drop. 14-6. Oh my goodness. 14-6, 26, because we just lost 6. All right, 17-6. That's not optimal, but 17-6 anyway. 17-6. 11-12. I had to think about that for a while. Oh dear. That's not going to make it. 11-12. All right, we'll go 23-25, and then we're going to run away from this one. Damn it to hell. Sorry, pardon me. Just right. 2-3. No. I'm wrong there, aren't I? I said 23-25, so that was a turnaround. All right. Back to the minimum. There's nothing emotional or tilty about this strategy. I mean, sometimes it sort of seems that way. But if you watch these things consistently, these demos consistently, you'll see that I don't waver from the strategy very much. I do quirky little things with, tossing that extra money into the pot that I just talked about, but I don't muck with the rules. Bugger. All right, so that's 2-3, I think. Rubbish. Ah, bloody ace. 5-6. Sorry, pardon me. That's a stand. Oh dear. 11-12. Let's do it. All right, we got that one. So that was 2,300 to protect 1,600. So, again, it sounds to me like good business, but, double for the loss. Mm. 1-2. Oh, 3-4. Not so good. 7-8. All right, so 15-8, which is 3-2, and we're going to drop. So 3-2 in 500s, drop into the bet drops to 500. Oh, duh. 4-2. 3-2. Uh-oh. That might work. It did work. All right, that's us turned around there. Nearly at the end of the shoe. That's a double down. Well, that's just bloody rude. I think we're going to have to go the extra. Go to another table. And it's 2-3, I think. Here we go again. There we are. Okay. So we wrap up there with BJ plus 2,650. We didn't run away this time, did we, or did we? No, we didn't. I know we didn't. Of course we didn't. So we do have a little work to do over here. We've got about 12 hands to go, I guess. Minimum on player. Double for the loss. What happened to fast? Repeat. Oh, this is weird. $51. Repeat. Minimum. Double for the loss. Repeat. Minimum. All right. So we're looking at, well, we had a lot more wins than losses, didn't we? So I mean, I'd have had to be a right idiot to lose against this lot. We had a bad shoe before, so that shoe balance is misleading. What counts is this here down here, which basically gives us a shoe win of about $4,000, I guess. We'll find out in just a second. Save shoe, I remembered it this time. Hooray for me. Gold medals all round. And yeah, so that was 9,000. So it's about 3,840, something like that. No, that's wrong. Take 9,000 off there, 3,651, then add back, yeah, 760, 3,760. So let's go and have a look at this one. A disaster. 8 wins, 22-10, 15 losses, 10,100. So that doesn't require an awful lot of mental agility to discover or to determine that that was a complete cock-up. Next one is way, way better. This one is 35 into 15, 8, and 22 into 3, 2. So, you know, you've got a very straightforward situation there. You can see that we won more than we won when we won. Sorry, we won more when we won than we lost when we lost. So we're in good shape there. That's how it is. So, you know, it's always the same. I suppose what I should do is do the sum, so I can give you the actual nitty-gritty. Okay, so on this one we had 15,826 divided by 35 winners is an average win of 452, and 3,175 divided by 22 losers is an average loss of 144, and that's an average win value over average loss value of 314%. Ta-da! Okay, so that was good news. The other one was rubbish. Yeah, and obviously this one was a total disaster. We had 2,210 divided by 8 winners, which is an average win of 276, and 10,100 divided by 15 losers is an average loss of 673. That is a horrible, embarrassing, shameful, soon to be forgotten 41%, because of course on the next shoe, number 1628, we managed 314%. So I think that in the end we came out pretty bloody well from this lot. Another pause while I just do the paperwork here. I'd say miraculously, according to the naysayers, the trolls, the turds, the whatever you want to call them. Yeah, so what we ended up with there was a excuse me, a baccarat win of 3,761 and a blackjack win of 2,650 for a total combined win of 6,411 in about 27 minutes. So, it's another miracle, a non-crash and burn, something which the experts, most of whom are paid for, sponsored by, massaged by, and comped by the casino business, will tell you is completely impossible. And obviously, this guy is crooked. Sort of like all these guys on YouTube, these professional losers who all of a sudden can manage to win 100,000 in a year to date. I mean, I'm sorry, DD, but I don't believe you. You've had too many sessions where you won more bets than you lost, and that just ain't happening in the real world. Only in an edited world can that kind of thing occur. I would very much doubt that I'm winning more bets than I lost, but that the hop does somehow, well, not somehow, frequently, often distort things to our benefit. So I'm going to stop again and then we'll have a quick look. Okay, so this is the session summary going back to the beginning of last month, the 8th of May. Remember that in the UK we do things the other way around. Oh no, we don't, because this is Americanized. 0611 is not the way it's done in Europe, but then these guys are in Antigua, wherever the bloody hell that is. So anyway, what do we get here? We've got 72 and 72, 37 and 33, 65 and 63, 71 and 83, 77 and 68. So with the hop at baccarat, we do quite frequently end up winning more than we lost. So that's kind of a demonstration, as far as I'm concerned, that there's something to this hop business. But it's just common sense, basically. I mean, what you're doing is you're backing away when there's a negative trend, and so that tends to mean that you manage to skip a lot of things that would otherwise have been losing bets. But it doesn't always work. I mean, 261 to 257, yes. 25 to 34, no. 38 to 27, yes. 25 to 30, no. 58 to 80, good God. 103 to 120, no. 93 to 88, yes. Over here, no. Here, no. Here, no. Here, no. There, equal. Here, just. So, you get the sort of the general picture, I think, there. But the point is that, what you have to do, you have to have a strategy which exploits plus streaks and protects you from prolonged minus streaks, right? I mean, I don't want to kind of use the standard expressions winning streaks and losing streaks simply because that's not the sort of the mathematical way of looking at it. It's plus runs, minus runs, it's prolonged negatives and prolonged positives, and I much prefer to think of it that way, because at all times I'm trying to be businesslike. I do occasionally go a bit yappy. I did in this one. I added an extra 1,000 in, or maybe that was the last one. But anyway, that was me tilting, and luckily I got away with it. But then, that tends to happen. I mean, when you do go off the rails, the strategy will usually look after you. So long as you go back to the basics, go back to the core, just sort of basically say to yourself, oops, and know then that you've got to work a little bit harder to recover. And that's how it goes. Anyway, I will see you when I see you. All right then, so another day, another demo. They are piling up, that's for sure. Well, that's how it goes. There might be occasional background noise on this demo because I've got my lovely cleaner here today. Yeah, she's a gift from my son Simon, and probably the best money he's ever spent. $51, 2, 3. You know, the very idea that you can win without progressive betting is just so ridiculous. Ridiculous. And yet it's the conventional wisdom. Dangerous business, that conventional wisdom. Also known as brainwashing. Seven, 8. Oh my goodness. Back to the min. Double for the tie. Repeat. Minimum. Double for the tie. I think that's good enough. Oh wait, that's a bit odd. Oh, that's good. +1. 51. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 7, 8 again. Oh my goodness. 15, 8 is 3, 2 in 500s, and we've got to wait for the trigger. E1. There's the trigger. 3, 2. 1, 2. 3, 4. There it is. Minimum on the banker. +1. 1, 2. All right, let's go. We've done 34 hands over here. So let's have a look at blackjack. Rattle the dealer's cage. Oh. +1. Double for the push. +1. That's the plus max. Repeat it. Oh, bugger. I never know why it does that. It must be something to do with me, but... All right, now we have to chase it. And we're good. Back to the min. Didn't make much that time. Excuse me. Oh dear. Some days I'm noisier than others. Another plus. Very fancy. Don't you dare. Oh, look at that. The number of times this sim pushes 21s is just amazing. That's got to be a double for the push. Ouch. All right, so that's 2, 3. Eh. factor them in. It's funny how sometimes it'll show the, immediately turn over the blackjack, and other times it won't. Maybe it only does that when there's an ace up. I don't know. I've only been playing this for a couple of years and a few hundred hours, so I don't remember. It's got to be 1, 2, I think. That's a double. Oops. I made it better. +1. Uh, 51. Repeat it. That should have been a double. Damn it. Yeah, that's expensive. I made a stupid mistake there. Oh, okay. So it gets to be doubled anyway. That's 2, 3. Was it 5, 6? I'll go for 2, 3. Now it's 5, 6. 11, 12, drop. No, 11, 6, drop. 14, 6. 17, 6. 14, 6. 20, 12. Don't like this much. Okay, 32, 24. So 3.5, 2.5. We'll do the 2.5 and then run away if we don't get it. 3.5, 2.5. 9s to 9s, but not against 7. That's a bitch, isn't it? 3.5, 2.5. So we're going to make it 3.5, 3.5 now for the push. The rule there is quite simple, and that is that after a push you don't respond with a double down if the bet is over 100, unless raising the bet will enable you to turn a regular bet into a potential turnaround. It is always, potential is the key word. Never assume, always assume, in fact, that the bet is more likely to lose than to win. But remember patterns. So what we want now is 2.5, 3.5, which will give us a nice turnaround. Oh dear. See, now if that had gone, well, it wouldn't have worked anyway. 3.5, 2.5. So we're on 6, 3. And we've got plus 94,225 on the one side and the minus 100k marker on the other side. So we're going to dump this. Okay, I'm getting a little slicker with my screen recorder pause now. It's only taken me 3 or 4 months. Let's see. So we're up shit creek right now. We've got we're down 5,775. That's 5,775. Okay, down minus 575. We've got 6,3 times 1,000. So the drop is going to have to be 1,000. I'd like to go 1500, but yeah. 6-3. Uh-huh. Okay. It's funny how sevens and nines attract eights, and eights and sevens attract nines. It's just a sort of automatic thing. All right, so that's 7-3. And remember, please, nothing changes just because the bets are huge. All right? 8-3. Alexa, stop. 7-3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, just enough. Did I say 7-3? Yeah, 7-3. So it's 4-5 now, isn't it? This is the turnaround. We hope. Oh shit. Could hardly be worse. So basically, 4-5. We're stuck with 14-15. Ouch. This could be very nasty. All right then. So 14-15 is 29,000 to protect. I mean, the win is piddling. It's 1,225. So that was a tricky one. But you always have to think of these things in business terms, in the same sort of way, the same kind of, I hate the word, but mindset that the casinos have. And that is that the numbers will take care of everything. The arithmetic is king. So don't sweat it. Just play through until everything goes back to normal, which is, exactly what the casinos do. They have all the money in the world, of course. We don't have all the money in the world, but we do have some. Let's be fair. So we're not, completely destitute. Anyway, at this point, we're 7,000 on this, 7,000 up on this shoe, and 5,775 down on the other one. And we're going to go back to Baccarat and lick our wounds. But we are at least, we've got 1,200 and something over there and 1,200 and something over here. So we're not destitute. The main thing is you've got to keep plugging away until you turn around. And the great thing is that, yes, it's progressive betting, but it's a controlled progressive betting. We don't get into the sort of the Oscars grind and the martingale mess. We don't have nothing to do with that. We're smarter than that. Repeat. 51. Repeat. Back to the men. Double for the loss. 1-2. Good enough. Back to the minimum. +1. +1. 1-2. Try again. Back to the min. +1. Yeah, sometimes you've got to put up serious money. And if you don't have serious money, then you'll have lost your unserious money and gone home with your tail between your legs. It's that simple. Easy peasy. Right and breezy. I think that's a plus max. Try again. All right, back to the min. The point of that exercise is simply to get something out of a win progression. Not much, but something. Whereas if we just accepted the loss of 125, then it would blow away the prior wins from the sequence. Double for the loss. 1, 2. 3, 4. Good. Double for the tie. 51. 2, 3. 5, 6. Alrighty. Yeah, when I brought this in first, about 12, whenever it was, I keep forgetting, it's a long time ago. It was certainly over a decade ago. I called it 3-play, with a nod to 4-play, which is a lot more fun, but not as profitable. Oh. 51. 2, 3. Good. Minimum. +1. +1. Double for the tie. Uh-oh. So we'll roll the 2, 3 over to blackjack. Save the shoe. But not look at it for a little bit. So we're on 2, 3 here. Ugh, bugger. 5, 6. That's good. Back to the min. God, we've got a long way to go on this one, haven't we? Oh yeah, that's because I had to get another shoe. Had to run away. Gag. Get up and go. Oh, I like that. I love to see a dealer 22. Even better than the smell of napalm in the morning. Well, that's weird, isn't it? That means definitely the dealer's going to win. Oh, okay. +1. 1, 2. Oh, nicely. Those are always welcome. Something slightly off about this, isn't there? It seems a little... Okay. It's always my fault. I just have to remember that. I don't remember what the analysis there said about that, whether it was a good or bad thing. I'll have to look at that next time. 51. Sorry, something flew into my eye there. Don't mind my drama. Oh, God, that was a relief. Nearly nasty. I'd rather have nasties at 25 than 300. Clear and back to the min. I don't like player 22s. I don't know why. They're just not as much fun as dealer 22s. I do like... oh, was going to say I do like fluky player 21s. And I think, we all tend to forget the flukes that we enjoy and just think about the ones that the dealer catches, and they're about equally spread. When my staff arrives, I'll put them down to sort of, okay, I want you to clock every single dealer fluke. Amazing, sort of like, whatever. Oh, dealer 22, love it. +1. See the 8, the 7, and 9 up there again? 7 and 9 will catch an 8, and 8 and 7 will catch a 9, time and time and time and time again. And it makes for a very nice straight, but it doesn't pay any money. Is that +1? So we repeat that one. Oh, god damn it. Should have been a 125. Good thing it wasn't, huh? Okay. 1, 2. 1, 2 it is. Now it's a double. Uh-oh. 5, 6. Oh, just right. All right. Double for the loss. 1, 2. 3, 4. Thought we might get that one. Oh, 7, 8. Okay. 15, 8, which is a drop to 3. Okay, 12, 8. 2016. We're going to have to run away again. I think we might. 36, 32. 36, 32 is going to leave us with 7, 4 times 1,000. We're on 105,075. Plus 5,075, and we got our. Sorry, I have to do some of this. Well, I could have put the pause on, but what the heck. Okay, so we've got another nasty marker, a 6-figure marker against us. So the two blackjacks so far are about even, but we've got a 7-4 to roll over. Okay, so we've got a new table now. And 7, excuse me, 7, 4. And the drop better be 2. Owie, 9, 4. Oh, bugger. Oh, that didn't work very well, did it? So still on 9, 4. 9, 4, 9, 4. So we're on 7, 4 now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Remember the cards, the probabilities, the possibilities, the maybes, the potential, the what. Nothing changes just because it's big bucks. Ask Dana White. Ask bloody Crazy Cody. Doesn't make any difference. And what did I say? 7-4. Ooh! Oh dear. 11-8. 11-8. 3-4. Alexa, stop. I think we just came out of that one. So let me just stop and do the sums because I don't want to bore you with it. All right, so the story is we got plus 94,225 from the first one, plus 105,075 from the second one, and 108,000 from the third. Add all those up and then take away the 300,000 that we owe in markers, and we're left with a blackjack profit of 7,300, which is, sounds kind of puny, especially if you're Dana White or Crazy Cody or one of those guys. But in fact, what we've done is we've recovered prior losses plus a decent profit. Let's face it, not a terrible loss. We're at 27 minutes with all my faffing included. And, well, not all my faffing included because I put the pause on a couple of times. But we got 7,300 there from blackjack. And going over to baccarat, we are going to have a look at that shoe that we just played. And we got 2,364 there. All right, so the story here is we've got 7,214 divided by 34 wins is an average of 212. And 4,850 divided by 28 losses is an average loss of 173, and 212 over 173 is a win over loss advantage of 123%. So not bad, but of course we had 34 wins to 28 losses, so that gave us a boost. And combined, we're looking at a decent win. 2,364 here, plus 7,300, so that's 9,664. 9,664 in, I guess, about 26 minutes, something like that. And the only way that you can look at these things is on the one hand you're going to say, well, Jesus, I'm never going to be able to bet like that. It's ridiculous. The whole message on this channel is if you can't afford to win, don't waste your money. It really isn't very entertaining to pour thousands down the bloody toilet. It really isn't a lot of fun. I don't care what anybody says. Who is stupid enough to get enormous enjoyment out of losing tons of money, thousands, which is what people do all the time? Except, of course, the professional losers on YouTube who are fascinating because they play like prats and they don't care because they've got more than enough money coming back from Google and maybe other places, for all I know, to cover their losses. I just watched a little bit of Bobby Rivas, sort of saying, well, last night I lost 30,000. I've never seen a video in which he's lost 30,000. It's like Jason, Mr. Handpay, told me one day. He said, oh yeah, some days I lose 100,000. I have never seen a video in which Jason has lost 100,000. So what's going on here? Draw your own conclusions. The day might come when YouTube wakes up to what's going on here and says, okay, if you're going to put up gambling channels, you must put up an update and a date stamp on every single video. But they're not going to do that, because if they're not filming it, then it doesn't count in their minds, you know. And so what they do is they do a little bit of filming, then they start to get into deep shit, and they think, okay, well, we won't bother with finishing that video. We'll throw that one away, and wait until a winning streak comes along, and then use that. I mean, it's basically crooked, but everybody loves it. The stupid people of America and the rest of the world absolutely love to watch these people losing, winning, winning, losing, losing, winning, winning, you know, and it doesn't make any sense. I mean, gambling as a spectator sport has baffled me from the get-go. I've never understood it. I used to stand very often when I lived in Nevada and I went to the casino several times a week. I would very often say to myself, okay, I'm going to do some mental arithmetic here. I'm just going to stand and I'm going to watch craps, and I'm going to play the field, but I'm not going to put any money down. And so I would do that. You know, I would just stand there, and I'd sort of, and very often, I mean, the stick man at the craps table, especially when it was quiet, say, hey, what you doing there, mate? You know, well, it was always bird or something like that, you know. But what you doing? And I'd say, I'm thinking. And he'd say, yeah, I see that. It happened several times. Craps was my favourite place to go because, you know, there's lots of standing room there, and nobody pays much attention because there are usually lots of people around. Whereas if you go and stand behind a player at a blackjack table, it's a little bit obvious, isn't it? You know, a little bit weird. The player will get weirded out, the dealer will get weirded out, and eventually the pit boss will sort of get prickly and come over and say, "What are you doing?" You know. So that's the story. But yes, it was a very good mental exercise, because one of the things you need to do is to maintain discipline and maintain your sharpness. I mean, I screw up quite a lot on these things, as you know, if you've been with me a while. But I do my best, and my excuse is always, well, of course, I'm having to frame a narrative while I'm doing this, and so I am slightly distracted. I'm not 100% focused on the bets and what I'm doing, so I make stupid mistakes once in a while. But anyway, there we are. That's that. Let's move this up over here and go to here and pull up the current front page, and there it is. A lot more wins than losses, and down here, you know, we've got lots of red there. But look at this. Remember that. And also in the same sessions, we got 6,000 from blackjack on top of this profit here. And you add all these together. So, you know, I mean, it's a matter of choice, obviously, on the part of you folks out there. But I'm telling you, if you don't have a big fat bankroll, and if you don't have a clever betting strategy that restrains you, controls you, constrains you, helps you to remain focused and disciplined and not tilt the way I do sometimes, you know, then you've got a chance. But if you don't have a big bankroll, and if you don't have a betting strategy, you are headed up shit creek. Maybe not now, maybe not this afternoon, maybe not tomorrow, or even next week. It all depends on the size of your bankroll, but you are headed that way if you don't bet sensibly, and if you don't have backing. Very, very important. Anyway, next time. All right then. So I've skipped posting a lot of these don't bend over sessions. Simply because, you know, for me, there's a benefit because they're in the archive and they're there for any challenges that I might face in the future. And there are always challenges, I'll tell you that. Challenges, I mean, from trolls, from mathematicians, from shills, you know, and their ilk. So I'm very happy to just continue doing these sessions and not waste the time running them through the editor and putting them online, simply because everything is the same. I mean, it always comes down to the same thing, and that is that if you have enough money behind you, you can actually kick the shit out of these games. But you also need a betting strategy. You also need sobriety, discipline, confidence, blah, 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 blah. But I just thought what I'd do is run through the latest few of these things, 15 at a time. And so where are we? There's number 16. Oh, that didn't go so well. I had hoped that, oh yeah, that's because of the big gaps down the bottom here, where there's really nasty red numbers. So I'll just scroll slow down through those. And, you can see, obviously, once in a while you have to dig deep. But look what happened here. I mean, we lost all this shit here. And then finally we get turnaround up here, plus a little bonus of extra money here from blackjack. And look at this, extra money here from blackjack. And it's not always easy to beat these games. I have never, ever said that it's easy. What I've said is that there is a reliable pattern which you can grab by the coattails and ride to profit, but not without the essentials. A bloody good betting strategy and a shitload of money. So that's how it is. Anyway, I'm going to go to the next page and I'm going to pause for a moment. All right, so here's the next page. And everything is here. I mean, the truth is, yes, I could write anything that I wanted in any of these things. I could put all kinds of crap in there. But the people out there, the trolls who sort of say, well, he's cheating, he's lying, he's whatever, they never actually challenge me and say, show us, because they know that I'm not a cheat, I'm not a liar, I'm not a charlatan, I'm not somebody trying to twist anybody's arm into giving me money. I'm just trying to get the word out to people. Please don't waste your money if you can't afford to win. That's the whole deal. And let's look at the next lot. I think I can probably go down to that without pausing. 16 down to, yeah, there we go. So you'll always see some red ones. And then just look at the blackjack wins here. Well, I love it since I started doing this blackjack and baccarat in tandem, because it shows exactly what I'm talking about, which is if you gag, if you get up and go, you walk away, you ditch a shoe, you bail out, you do whatever, as long as you take your down and out with you when you go and resume betting at the prescribed proper strategy demanded level, then you'll be fine. You will turn around. But if you lose your cool, you lose your bottle, you lose your courage, ain't going to happen. So anyway, let's wait for the next page. Yeah, what I wanted to do really was to just go back to at least the beginning of last month, and but in fact, what I've done is all of the DBOs up until 15 have been posted, so that's probably good enough. But I'll go down to the bottom of this page to give you a complete summary. So there we have it. We get some reds, but we get tons of money coming in from blackjack along the way, and we always prevail. But sometimes it's hairy. Sometimes you have to work. Well, that's the name of the game. That's investment for you. You put $1 million into the stock market or whatever. Every so often, you're going to see a slump of tens, even hundreds of thousands in the value of your portfolio. And then, as you move things around, or as you wait patiently, like Warren Buffett in his little place in Omaha, his 3-bedroomed house on a side street somewhere, he's the epitome of patience, and that's what you need to be as well. But strength, confidence, big bucks behind you. That's the thing. And remember, that's what the casinos do all the time. They just sit patiently waiting for you to stand on your stool, put the noose around your neck and jump. And that's what gamblers do all the time. And please don't play like the professional losers on YouTube. They are a disgrace. Let's face it. So anyway, that's it for now. Bye-bye.